Noah got arrested because of his scamming. Technically, he feared everyone. But also, I do blame society for acting stupid. TikToker claims God chose him to build an ark. Then he got arrested. Yo, we all know who we're talking about, right? Of course we remember the man.
This
This
TikToker
guy.
spent 5 months convincing the internet that God had personally selected him to rescue humanity from an incoming apocalypse and flood. Does that sound familiar? And then naturally, when nothing happened on the day he said it was going to happen, he was arrested. For faking the end of the world. So obviously, I mean, we had to dive into this one because this is definitely a bizarre internet moment in every way possible. So meet Evans Ashan, a 30.
Yo, this man was caught driving Mercedes instead of helping people. He literally told people, if you want to be saved, you gotta pay me. And people believed him, supported him, and paid him. But he used it to go buy himself some nice cars and fancy clothes. This guy's a scammer. Thank God he's arrested.
33-year-old working as a private security guard at a school in Medina, Accra, the capital of Ghana. Online, he operated as Ebo Noah, running accounts on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook under the same handle. And in August of 2025, Evans began releasing a series of videos carrying a very focused message. God had come to him with a revelation, and what he revealed was that a 3-year-old global flood was on its way. The disaster would kick off on Christmas Day 2025, and the only path of survival ran through the arcs Evan claimed that he was building to carry people through it. Yeah, this guy right here is going to save the entire world on an arc that he builds by hand. Okay. Bro just woke up one day and started LARPing as Noah. And to be fair to him, he was heavily committed to the bit or the LARP because, you know, he went near a whole bunch of like large wooden boats and structures in Ghana and he was presenting them on camera as ships that he was currently building. So yeah, definitely committed to the bit. And then he started talking about the scale of this mission and the
Yo, I like how this guy just all of a sudden woke up and he was like, let me be Noah for a day. Let me trick the internet. I'm gonna be Noah. How the fuck do you even think of that? That's my
divine weight of what he'd been called to do, and he opened the door to anyone who believed in the message to come find shelter before the deadline arrived. And the videos spread further than you might expect because his audience grew across all 3 platforms, and what started as something fairly niche became reaching people well outside of the usual corners of the Ghanaian social media market, with comments from people all around the world. But unfortunately for the rest of us, I mean, I found out about this way after Christmas, so I guess the algorithm didn't think that any of us wanted to be saved. Uh-oh. Or maybe the algorithm just thought that we wouldn't buy into this. But I guess the dude started LARPing as a prophet, and what he didn't realize is he's only limited to whatever these social media algorithms allow him to reach. But this is where the story takes a very different turn from the usual viral moment. Because as Evan kept posting and December got closer, a section of his audience didn't really engage with the content as just entertainment. Some of them took it as a genuine warning and acted on it. So Ghanaian authorities later reported that hundreds of people had been meaningfully affected by this prophecy, and that some of them had made serious decisions with lasting consequences. Because apparently, jobs were left behind, children were pulled from school, and some people literally traveled to Ghana to try to reach the Ark site before the flood began. And there was even one guy who reportedly made a trip from Liberia, crossed an international border to get on a boat that, as it would turn out, had nothing to do with Evan. Yeah, I found a video shared by more than one source claiming that this is a guy who traveled from Liberia to join the Ark. And in one clip, it looks like they're in the same place where Evans filmed his videos. Now, obviously, I can't confirm the accuracy 100% here because, you know, I don't understand the language.
Bro, I just want to know how stupid our people are, bro. Like, how do you believe in this? Bro, how do you believe that some guy will tell you God sent him a message, bro? Like, come on. You guys are smarter than this. Fucking idiots.
But that's crazy. So regardless, police flagged the situation way before Christmas even arrived, and to understand why this is such a big deal, it helps to know something about the context. So Ghana is one of the most religiously active countries in the world. Over 70% of the population identifies as Christian, and faith is genuinely embedded in daily life in a way that's hard to fully grasp from the outside. Unfortunately for Ghana as well, there's a lot of scams in Accra, and because of that, unfortunately, there's a lot of false prophets and charlatans there. I mean, Accra is unfortunately one of the international scam hubs of the world. So the concern here wasn't just that people were watching strange videos online, it was that the content was producing real fear and disruption, meaning a man showing up with footage of what appears to be actual arcs, a specific date, and a claim of divine insurrection isn't automatically going to get laughed off, at least not in Ghana. So when Christmas arrived, December 25th, but the flood didn't, Evans decided to post a response video explaining that 3 weeks of intensive fasting and prayer on his part had moved God to hold back the waters. Come on, dude. Really? There are few people I dislike more than religious grifters. But of course, then the bit continues, because he then claims that the destruction, it hadn't been canceled. It was just pushed further down the road to give people more time to prepare. So I guess the charade can keep on going.
I have prayed, I have fasted, I have donated, and I have built. And through my prayers, I got another vision. When you look at the number of people coming all over the world into the ark, the expansion of the ark couldn't contain them. So I shared my vision to some great men of God who also interceded with me. After the intercession, God has given us some time to build more arks.
But thankfully, I mean, the response to that update was, you know,
This-
predictably negative, but what he was
Oops.
about to do next was even worse, because he
Yeah,
doubled
wait,
down.
wait. I don't know why was my YouTube tweaking. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I wanted to pause and say, it came Christmas time. Yeah, 25th. It didn't happen. So the guy just goes to the internet and said, God gave me some time. I reached up to him with my prayers. He gave me 3 days extra. My boy, on God, how do people believe you, bro?
Because in the days following to the failed prophecy, Evans Ashant showed up on stage at a Ghanaian rapper's concert to address the audience directly. The apocalypse had just been postponed, so the night was theirs to enjoy. Come on, dude. This is like the mega church pastor grifters, but like infinitely worse. Now, obviously, that landed on the police's radar. So on December 31st, 2025, the Ghana Police Service's special cyber vetting team located Evans at his place and arrested him with a charge of publishing fake news with the intent of causing fear and panic. And of course, things got so much worse because what investigators uncovered during the process reframed the whole story, especially about the arcs. The boats Evans had been walking around on cameras for months, presenting as, you know, divine construction that he was constructing to save the people of Ghana and the world. They weren't even his. He wasn't building them. The supposed vessel that he spent his entire
What a surprise. Never knew.
prophecy building belonged to a fisherman in a boatyard in Adina. So Evans had filmed someone else's boat and used it as their visual foundation for 5 months of doomsday content. Come on! And in his own statement to police, he confirmed that. And he outright admitted. He said the claims are false, he knew no flood was coming, and that the content was made up. He also told investigators they thought what he was doing was just making content. But that framing police found hard to sit with, given that one person who had flown in from another country just to board his fake vessel. And then you have the dozens of people who quit their jobs and remove their kids from school. So I mean, like, come on, dude. It does bring an interesting argument though, like, should you be responsible for other people's stupidity? I guess that's just kind of society though. I mean, there's a reason elevators say don't lean on the doors, because like 99.999% of people don't lean on the elevator doors, but then you have the 0.00001% who's like, let's lean on the elevator door, and injures themselves. So I'm trying to draw a point between that and this. It's computing. Give me a second. I should have used a better point. Yeah, I don't know what I was trying to go with that. Now we have to look at a sign that says don't lean on the elevator doors, but this guy got arrested because
Nah, the difference here is that Noah got arrested because of his scamming. Technically, he feared everyone. But also, I do blame society for acting stupid. Like, what do you mean God reached out to him? But do you know how fucking dumb you are to believe this? Like, someone tells you God reached out to me, you have to come with me in order to survive. Like, come on, doesn't make sense. Like, come on.
People believed him. Hey, I don't know. In the US, it would only be illegal if he raised a whole bunch of money for this. I think that's how it would be a scam in the US. Him just claiming a flood's coming, everyone would just make videos or comment on the videos saying that he's a lunatic. But apparently in Ghana, you can get arrested. But the court put him in police custody and ordered a psychiatric evaluation at a government facility before his next appearance. Then he spent roughly 2 weeks locked up before returning to court on January 15th. And here, the judge granted him bail at $9,200, or 100,000 Ghanaian cedi. And the case was scheduled to continue on March 18th, 2026, giving both sides time to prepare their evidence. But shortly after getting out, Evans went live on TikTok and spoke about his time in custody.
How is prison? Oh, Charlie, cells. It's not easy. Being in cells for 3 weeks. It's not easy. Yeah, in the morning, you sit like a monkey. In the night, you sleep.
Bro, how the fuck are you still out there just streaming, bro? Bro, you got exposed, people hate you, and you're over here just trying to stream, bro. Who's in your stream, bro? And whoever is watching, they're making fun of you, let's be honest.
Like a fish.
Sit like a monkey and sleep like a fish. What does that mean? I feel like that leaves me with more questions than answers here. But as of right now, I mean, he still faces a single charge of publishing fake news with intent to cause fear and panic. However, investigators are also working to determine the full financial picture, whether any followers have been misled into sending him money as a part of the ARC project. So if that happened, then all this is infinitely worse. Like, what if he just postponed the doomsday scenario so he could keep on raising more funds? That would be crazy if it did happen. But whether Evans intended any of this to reach the scale it did, who knows? Maybe he went viral and he's like, all right, I guess we gotta capitalize on this. But either way, the next hearing is on March 18th, which is tomorrow as of recording this video. So I guess we'll see what happens. But if you do drop a like on this,
Just no words. Just like and subscribe, turn on the post notification. Subscribe to help humanity, bro. We're talking about yesterday's video, people shooting and killing their classmates, then they're killing employees for food, and now humanity is just fucking dumb, believing in a guy who reached out to God. Subscribe to save humanity, man.